So I guess in terms of like Avalanche is a it is a very good chain. It is what I would consider one of the two U.S. Centric sort of VC chains. So they're Silicon Valley PayPal mafia money basically for Avalanche and Solana basically. Most of the other blockchains around the world are not based in the United States. So pretty recently, the United States government as well as like people I would say in the Silicon Valley space, we're getting a little worried because technically the whole world, every other blockchain was basically non-US based. So these two especially something like a Solana, which is more of a like ex Qualcomm and employees and stuff ended up creating it out of Solana Beach out in San Diego, and so it's a homegrown sort of chain. It is VC backed, but it does have problems. It's a lot more centralized than what me and Charlie like, honestly, in terms of the sort of thing. But you're right, there is reversible. They can't shut down the blockchain even now, which is something that I personally do not like. But in terms of like price appreciation, they've been unbelievably amazing investments as well. But in terms of like being able to like they shouldn't be able to like what makes a blockchain what me and Charlie like is like something like a Bitcoin or Ethereum is it's immutable in a way where like you send a transaction, it's done. There's no backtracking it.
Right.
But some people have said, hey, what if they're like you're so right. It's like you have to do things for the 99%, not the 0.1% basically. So in order to facilitate contracts, like Charlie said it correctly and stuff, was basically through smart contracts. You basically want an immutable blockchain where if you send it, it's sent, and that's it. That's what makes it fast, perfect. But you put these smart contracts. So something like real estate deals, because if you are buying something that is in the physical world, there still is action steps. Eventually, everything will be kind of put into the blockchain over time. But basically you're going to have like two wallets. You're going to have like your private wallet, which is which no one can really see the balances on, and then you have a public wallet where it's like I am dollar cost crypto. This is me at dollar cost crypto in the real world. This is my cryptocurrency wallet where it's my official DocuSign wallet basically. And then I can purchase these sort of entities and then actually have it in my custody, and everyone knows they're in my custody in a way. And then there's going to be ones where I have some of my other assets which are private, basically in other wallets. And I think that's sort of the world we're kind of heading towards. And we can use different blockchains. So I mean, like I can use it because it's like a public wallet. I can use something like an Avalanche to facilitate the trade, and then essentially bridge over that asset over to a different blockchain or over to Ethereum if I want to later on. But the important part is that there is a need for some KYC, because if you do want to bring in some physical properties into the essentially the metaverse, basically. Yeah.
Yeah, and there's going to be, I mean, like you said, with anything right now, there's going to be physical steps, because a lot of these things, like dealing with property, you got to record, you got to go record something, right? The clerks are not going to typically right now. Their technology is in the 80s and 90s right now, guys.
Yeah.
A lot of these government offices, especially in rural areas of the United States, they have like old printers that are like screeching when they print line by line, or like they're probably on like 56K modems, some of them. So, they're out there needing to advance just generally in technology. You're still going to have some physical elements, some things that physically need to happen as part of this process. However, it's moving in a direction. That's the whole thing with this. We're not there where it's final product, but it's gotten a long way. And we're seeing, and we can see tangible visions and tangible uses for this in the near future, which is the long-term outlook. I know somebody asked, in the chat, well, what do you think it's going to happen in the next two quarters? But I think the right mindset is not just thinking the next 2 quarters, but thinking